I'm pleased to be joined now by the assassin baby, Brendan Moreno, who might be next in line for a flyweight title. But before we get to that, what did you think of the fight this past weekend? We had Joseph Benavidez, unfortunately falling short against Deiveson Figueiredo, the new champion of the world.
Man, I mean, no. To be honest, the performance for Deiveson Figueiredo was impressive. Was very dominant in that fight. For me, was so sad watch Joe go to the ground like that. I think his mind was out to the octagon in that moment in that fight. Figueiredo looks great with a lot of power. He looks very, very strong in that fight. But I think Joe doesn't be the same Joseph Benavidez than the last fights before before him. Sorry.
Now remind me, was he your coach on The Ultimate Fighter?
He was my coach in the Ultimate Fighter season 24.
Yeah, so you know obviously what kind of a person Joe is. He's a very nice guy and great to be
Yes.
around.
Man, everybody who knows Joe, I mean, everybody loves Joe. He's amazing. His mentality, he has like a huge heart. So for me, I mean, he was my coach. I have a really good relationship with him, and was so sad for me watch that moment in his life, in his career, and then the post interview break my heart so bad.
Yeah, and Davison seems to be rubbing it in and showing off a little bit about it. Does that rub you the wrong way?
Ah, I don't know. I mean, Deiveson Figueiredo in his post fight interview start to talk about different stuff, crazy stuff. He started to talk to go to 135 was crazy for me. Like, hey man, why? You don't need to go in this moment to the 135. You can make some good name in the flyweight division. Then I start to talk about Cejudo. I mean, Cejudo is retired right now. I start to talk even to Demetrius Johnson. He's in one. I don't know. I don't know. He need to fight with me.
Well, it's funny because you're right. I mean, the division is completely fresh now because you've only had three undisputed champions, and there are all these new contenders. There's yourself, Askarov, Pantoja, who was on the show with you. There are a lot of different up-and-coming flyweights that it would be a shame if Figueiredo looks past everybody and tries to get what he thinks is a bigger name opponent.
But then I always say he want to see Figueiredo fight a few times in the flyweight division, so that makes me feel better. Because I mean, right now, Petr Yan, he wants to defend his title. Volkanovski looks great against Max Holloway, so I think he needs to defend his title too. The three divisions are fresh right now. I think it's a good moment, so we don't need to go to crazy things like to go to the other division and try to get the belts. So I think right now is a good moment for the three divisions.
So tell me why you think you're next in line.
I'm next in line, of course. Yes, I'm next in line. I mean, he's Askarov, but to be honest, I know I beat Askarov in Mexico City the last year. I know that. Alex Perez is a other really good name, but he beats Formiga. A good fight, but I think it's his first huge name. Me, I beat Kaikara France, I beat Formiga, I beat Dustin Ortiz. I think I have more names, and I think it's my moment. That's it.
And I mean, if you're looking at the more exciting fight, I think it's a slam dunk. Should be you for sure if that's what we're looking for.
Man, if you watch my last, I don't know, three fights, for example, the fight against Kaikara France was a striker guy against other striker, a new striker guy. So the fight can be really awesome against Figueiredo. Just imagine that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the thing that I said right afterwards. I said we've got to make Brendan Moreno against Deiveson Figueiredo. I don't need to explain why. It just would be a fun fight.
Explosive, very, very aggressive. I don't know if it's because I'm Mexican or what, but I'm not scared for Figueiredo. I know I can beat him.
Now, the one wild card seems to be Cody Garbrandt, who reportedly is thinking of moving down to flyweight. Do you think that he would have to win a fight before he fights for the title at flyweight?
Man, I think he need to prove first he can make weight, and then fight with some guy, good guy, because he's a former champ in 135. So maybe a good fight in the top 5 division in flyweight, or maybe top 10, just to prove he can make weight and he can be a really good fighter in that division.
Have you sent a message to Joseph Benavidez since his loss?
Yes, but he's in the social media, but at the same time, he's out to the social media. I don't know if you can understand me.
I understand you.
And I imagine this moment is hard. He want to stay in his house, very relaxed, just with his wife, and just stay relaxed in his house. I sent a message for him, but he never answered me, and it's fine. I I have the same answer before. I love Joe. I want to keep the relationship with him, because he changed my. He's a huge part of my development, like a fighter. Since the Ultimate Fighter until this moment, I think he take a lot of his time to teach me a lot of different techniques, a lot of philosophy of the life. So I don't know. I hope after these moments he can send me a message too. I hope.
What one thing that has also improved, not just is not just your fighting, but your English. When you first came to the UFC, you didn't know a lot of English. What have you done to work on that? How have you gotten so good at speaking English?
Just I try to talk a lot with the people, even if you can understand me, because maybe I know you understand a lot of my words, but it's that, but maybe it's not the correct words, you know. But I just try. I'm not scared to talk with the people, and for example, right now I can have a complete interview in English with you, with other guys, and I feel comfortable. I know sometimes I make a lot of mistakes with my English, with my words, but we can have a really good talk between us.
Well, you know what I always say is, if people think that somebody else doesn't speak good English, you'd better be just as good at speaking a second language as they are speaking their first language before you can comment on that.
I know, and I mean, and my Spanish is good. My Spanish is good. My English is good. So I'm the correct way to get a really good speak good English.
Your English is much better than my Spanish, I'll tell you that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, we've been very happy to see your improvements, not just in that department, but in the fighting, of course. And you were out of the UFC for a little bit of time. What happened there? Did you get released, or did your management not? I guess your management at the time was different than it is now. What ended up happening there?
Uh, a lot of things. I was released after my fight against Pantoja in Chile. In Chile, yes, that was in May of 2018. I tried to get another fight. Actually, UFC almost gave me a fight in, I think, was Uruguay. I think so, but in that moment, I don't feel like ready to get a fight really, really fast. Maybe in the next month, but in that moment, the UFC starts to cut guys from the division, and one of the heads was my head. So was sad. A lot of bad things start to come with that moment. Like with money, what with my family. I needed to pay a surgery for my little girl. She started to have problems in his stomach, so she needed a surgery in that moment. So was bad. My mind was really crazy, but I just try to get focus and go back to the octagon. Then UFC talk with me and say, "Hey, you're no more a UFC fighter," and was fine. I was very sad in that moment. But then I meet Jason House in Iridium Sports. I start to train a lot with my striking. My development in the striking is amazing in this moment. So uh, Jason got the fight in LFA for the title. Won that fight. I won that fight. So go again to the Mexico City against Askarov, and I know that a lot of people know I beat the guy in that fight. So was just stay focused in my objective, in my goals, and start to go to the winners again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's nice to see you winning again. It's nice to see you back in the mix. I think that a title shot should be next for you. I think that is the most exciting fight to make. And I really appreciate your time, Brendan. Thank you for this.
Man, thank you so much for your time. Sorry for my English. I know it's better, but we can have a really good conversation between us. So thank for your time to be really patient.
Well, I will just say, buenos noches, señor.
Buenas noches, señor. Muy bueno.